Greetings, everyone. So this time, as you can probably tell by this brown flap here, uh, we have a box. And what is in this box? Well, uh, the day I went to visit this local thrift store that I like to go to every now and then, just so happened to be the day I went. Um, was they had what was called Free Media Day, whereas all media, including DVDs, CDs, books, all free. And I got a big old box load of stuff. This is heavy, so let's go through and see what's in here. Up next here on the Media Files. Oh, what's in the box? All right, welcome back. So, let's move these DVDs out of the way because I'm probably going to need the space. All right. So, first up, we'll just go with the top. So, first of all, we have Robert Jordan's Crossroads of Twilight. Yeah, now this is the 10th book in the Wheel of Time series. I don't know if I want to keep this or not because it seems like I always find this one. I never seem to find any of the others on in hardcover, but still in really nice condition though. I mean, what can I say? I mean, I've never actually read any of the Wheel of Time series, but I love the show so far. And I just started season 2, so yeah, that'll be kind of fun to keep on watching. Up next, we have the novelization of Hook. Yeah, from the writer, the druid of the Shannara series, Terry Brooks. That's awesome. Let's see. So up next, we have, let's dive into the realm of Doctor Who. Yep. We have Beautiful Chaos starring the 10th Doctor with David Tennant there. Gotta have me some Doctor Who. Yeah. Can't go wrong with Who. Let's see. Up next, we have some Star Trek novels. Yeah, so here we have Star Trek New Frontier by writer Peter David. And like I said, I've never really... Most of these, like I said, these were all free, so I just grabbed. So, up next, we have, also from Peter David, we have Q Squared. Yeah, they're in pretty decent condition for what they are. It's not too shabby. Then you find all this cool stuff for free. That's why you go early in the morning. That's when you get all the good stuff. Yeah, we got loads of Star Trek books in here, by the way. So up next we have Vulcan's Forge by Josepha Sherman and Susan Schwartz. Yeah, starring, everybody's favorite Vulcan, Captain Spock. Yeah. Let's see here. Up next, let's see here. What do we got? What else do we got? We got a buttload of stuff in here. Yeah. Here we go. Let's do some paperbacks. So here we have from James Blish, we have Star Trek 12. Yeah, part of the original 12 novels that came out around the time of the original movie. We have a novelization adaptation of Born on the 4th of July, written by Ron Kovac, who was actually in the Vietnam War, which of course, famously stars Tom Cruise, who unfortunately, that's the only Oscar nomination that he's gotten for that movie. Let's see here. We have a couple of 24 books, from the awesome TV series. We have the Declassified series. We have Operation Hellgate. Yeah. It's been a while since I've actually watched any of the 24 show. But, so up next we have also Veto Power. Yeah, starting to have Jack Bauer on the front cover there. Awesome stuff. Then we have a book from the Arrow, the CW series. We have Vengeance. Yeah, I'm like, cool, it's Arrow. What else can you expect? It's Arrow, come on. Let's see here. Up next we have, here we have the official prequel novel from the 2005 King Kong movie. We have Island of the Skull. Yeah, I'll have to rate it because I love the King Kong franchise. I love it. Let's see here. What else? Here we have a couple. We actually have ourselves a couple of CDs here. First off, I was kind of surprised that they had this, and I'm like, that sounds kind of familiar, but okay. But here we have the original soundtrack of Dracula from the 1931 film. Now, this is the remade score done by Philip Glass and Kronos Quartet. So, which you can listen to the score on the DVD or on the Blu-ray of the Dracula movie. We'll do a more in-depth look at that at some point. Up next, we have Mortal Kombat, the album. Yeah, now I never had this one. I always had the soundtrack and whatnot. So I think all I need to get is the more combat, and I'll have all four of the Mortal Kombat soundtracks. Like I said, that's awesome. That's awesome stuff. And finally, I think this is it for the CDs. Yeah, here we have from John Mellencamp. We have his album Scarecrow. I love this album. One of my favorite albums out of his. Lots of great songs. You know, Reign of the Scarecrow, Small Town, Lonely Old Night, ROCK in the USA. You know, such a great album. Really, really good. Let's see here. What's this? Here we have the shooting script of Merlin. Yeah, starring Sam Neill. I've never actually watched this, but it's kind of cool that they actually have these out and about. Because I know I've got a couple others. I got the Matrix one, and I believe I also have Juno. So it's kind of interesting if you like to read scripts and whatnot. And, you know, hey, here's how the format is. Right there, plain and simple. Up next, we have the making of the Kingdom of Heaven. Yeah, this is the book behind the feature. Basically, it's the making of book from the 2005 movie starring Orlando Bloom. Really, really good stuff. Very interesting of how they were able to make this film. I mean, this basically, they don't make films like this anymore. Most of the stuff probably would have been, you know, CGI and stuff like that today. But back then, you know, I mean, this movie wasn't, it's not that old. But it's, I don't know, it's just like, there's just something about this movie that it's kind of like the last of what Ridley Scott was able to really show off in that movie. And let's see here. Up next, we have from Peter Benchley, the writer of Jaws, we have The Deep. Yeah. I'm like, oh, it looks kind of Jaws-like, so why not? Let's see here. Up next, yeah. Here we have from Terry Brooks, from the third book in the Heritage of Shannara series, we have the Elf Queen of Shannara. Yeah, I've been trying to get all the Shannara books and read them because my my wife's best friend, her husband is a big-time Shannara fan, and he's been trying to get me to read them, so I'm like, all right. He's like, well, if you like Lord of the Rings, you should like this. I'm like, okay. Let's see here. Some more Star Trek books. Let's see here. First up, we have from Carmen Carter, we have The Devil's Heart. Yeah, featuring Picard and, you know, loads of other great characters and whatnot. You know, like I said, this was all free, so can't beat that. And here we have from classic, you know, these guys are definitely no strangers to Star Trek. So from Judith and Garfield Reeves Stevens, we have Star Trek Prime Directive. Yeah, I love that old school, you know, look with the Enterprise there and whatnot. I want to say this is, I think all of these are like first editions, I think. Because I know at the same place I found a first edition of Stephen King's Christine, which was pretty cool to find. Let's see here. And then up next we have, well, let's go a little more British, you know, because I had, you know, the Doctor Who novel, but I've managed to find a Red Dwarf novel, yeah, by Grant Naylor. I've never watched any of Red Dwarf. I want to, but they are hard to find, especially the original DVDs. So yeah, there we go, some great British comedy. Let's see here. Well, considering the fact that it is basically around Halloween time, can't go wrong with a little Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, his complete poems. And I love the fact that it's in this old school, like, hardcover bound, novel and whatnot. So there you go. All his poems. And let's see here. We got some more. We're getting down to the nitty gritty for the books in here. Yeah, I managed to grab a lot of books for free. So up next we have the prequel novel to the Warcraft movie. We have Du Rotan. Yeah, written by Christine Golan, who's done loads of great sci-fi novels. She's done some Star Wars stuff and what have you. So yeah, there you go. So up next we have, from Terry Brooks, we have The First King of Shannara. Yeah, I don't know exactly where this takes place in the timeline, but I think you have to read them all in order, so quite a lot of books to go through. So up next that we have from the writer of 2001: A Space Odyssey, we have Childhood's End. Yeah, I've never actually read this, but basically it's like where technology and military take over cities and whatnot. So sounds interesting. All right, and you didn't think I'd find any DVDs at all, did you? Oh yeah, I found me a buttload of stuff. And I think also one Blu-ray in there as well. Nope, actually a couple of video games actually. Now here we have from Dragon Dynasty, we have the 2-disc Ultimate Edition of Born to Fight. Yeah, I don't think I have this one, but if I do, I'll just sell it and whatnot. But so I'm not gonna complain though; it's free. It's here. So up next we have a couple of video games. Yeah, a PlayStation 2 game. We have The Getaway. Yeah, I know there is a sequel called Black Monday. I'd like to try to get that, but looks very reminiscent of Grand Theft Auto and but like all done in London and whatnot. Let's see here. So up next we have Brink. Yeah, so now at the time I did not know I was going to find the one with the actual disc art, but the actual casing. So I found that. So I'm like, well, I can always sell this. There we go, because it was free. And finally we have we have a couple of computer games. Yeah, you don't see those very often. But here we have Command and Conquer: The First Decade. Yeah, this conspires of like 12 awesome games. Literally from the beginning. You have Command and Conquer. Let's see here, Red Alert Aftermath, Counter-Strike, which are the 2 expansions. Then you also have a Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun, which is a really awesome sci-fi related game. In the full motion videos, co-starring Hicks himself. Yeah. Whatever his name is. Jeez. Anyways, the guy who plays Hicks. Michael Biehn. And we also have the expansion, Firestorm. There's also Command & Conquer Generals, Generals Zero Hour, and also has Red Alert and Red Alert, I think that's Red Alert 3, or 2, and Yuri's Revenge. We also have Renegade and the Covert Operations. So yeah, quite a buttload of games. And the best part is, it's literally, basically, all on one DVD. How awesome is that? All those old school PC games on one disc. So then up next we have Command & Conquer 4 Tiberian Twilight. Yeah, the final game in the Tiberium saga, which I have not played these games in forever. I really need to get on that. Makes me feel old. So, alright, let's go through... Oh, actually, I found a couple other games, actually. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I was surprised that they had this there. We got Xenosaga. Holy crap. This thing goes for quite a bit of money. I really wish that they had the other two. Very rarely do you find this stuff. I think I found this kind of hiding somewhere. I don't know how I managed to get it, but I was like, wonder what that is. And behold. And we also have Medal of Honor Frontline. Yeah, that's Greatest Hits Edition, but you know what? Same game, Great game, though. I remember playing that a long time ago. And then we have, on the original Xbox, 007 Everything or Nothing. Yeah. Featuring, who is it? Shannon Elizabeth and Heidi Klum as the Bond girls. And basically this game could have been basically one of Pierce Brosnan's Bond movies, which would have been awesome, by the way. All three of his games are basically his fifth, sixth, and seventh. Basically, if you actually take the story and you actually put it together, all three of those games could have been, his continuation run of Bond. But, sadly that didn't happen. And up next we have a classic movie. It's very long. Here we have from director Robert Wise, starring Steve McQueen. We have The Sand Pebbles. Yeah. The awesome Cinema Classics Collection Edition, featuring 2 discs, has not only the theatrical version, but it also has the Roadshow version, yeah, which is like 196 minutes, so really, really long. But then again, the theatrical version is also 3 hours as well. So, what can I say? Quite a great movie, very, very long, but very, very good. And they also had the Bionic Woman Season 1, the spinoff series of the $6 Million Man. So, there you go. Look, and it also has, oh cool, it even has the crossover episodes, 5 of them. So, there you go. Awesome, awesome stuff. And finally, I was surprised that they had this there, but now, of course, I'm a huge fan of these 3 movies. Been a big fan forever. But I managed to find... I had to grab this the second I saw it because I knew it was going to be gone. But here we have the Godfather VHS widescreen edition. Still in its old school case. How awesome is that? That's part of the weight. That's actually in the box. It's all because of this. What can I say? You got to keep the Godfather revenant. Sure you can, have more upgrades and whatnot. But I really want to keep this. Basically, it's just going to be a shelf piece, basically, because obviously I don't really have a VHS player anymore. But you know what? Hey, it just looks so cool on the shelf. You know what I mean? Because all you see is this, and that's it. That's all you need. Alrighty, so that is what is in the box. Yeah. So with that, remember to please like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and with that, I'll see you later.